record it, and we'll send you that recording to you. Right. So keep that in mind. And let's go back to our code. So, right. So I'm going to seriously code now. So have your attention. So I'll create a variable called image directory equal to the directory in which we have images is images. That is the directory name. Okay. So images is the directory that contains the images. Okay. Now we want to get all the images from the images directory. So how do we do it? So get a list of all images or all image files in the directory. So that's what we want to do. We want all the image files from the directory. Okay. So how do we get it? So we can use for loop to get the files. Okay. So we have imported a library called OS. Using this OS, we can specify this images directory, and from that we can get each file. So there is a technique called list comprehension. This is a technique called list comprehension. Okay, so let me write the code and let me explain how it's gonna work. Okay, this dir. So image dir, and so if f ends with, so I'm going to expand the entire code file. I want you to see the code. If it ends with PNG, or if it ends with JPG, or if it ends with JPEG, or if it ends with GIF. So these are the image files we need. These are the image files we need. Okay. So, right. So look at this. This is called list comprehension. So what exactly happens is, it uses for loop. It uses for loop. Okay. For variable in. So it will take OS module. From the OS module, it will take list directory. And from using the list directory function, it will list all the files in this directory, images directory. These are 6 files are there. 6 image files are there. It will take each image file. Okay. It will assign it to F variable, and F variable will become the file, and all those files will be stored in the list. This is the list. In the previous class we saw a list. Okay, that is the list, and we'll only take F if it ends with PNG extension, or JPG extension, or JPEG extension, or GIF extension. Okay, we'll only take images in that case. Otherwise, we don't take images. And all the images will be assigned to a variable called image files. So all the image names will be assigned to this variable. Okay. So right now, that's the next thing we are doing here. So what happens in this step is, it will create a list of all the image names. It will create a list of all the image names, and that image names you can see here. If you want to display that on the screen, you can also do it on the screen. So we'll do that. So because the code lines are very lengthy, so I want to display them. So write image files. Okay. So let's see. These are the image files: annotated image, cat, code, dog, owl, software. Those are the image files. If you look at it here, so annotated image, cat, code, dog, owl, software. These are the files we have in the folder. Okay. So I don't want to write these images now, because I don't want to see those image names. Now, if this particular list has some images, of course there are 6 images. If it has some images, what we'll do is, we'll divide the screen into 3 columns. Okay, and we display the images. If images or image files, this list is not empty. Okay, we are going to display the gallery. So display images in a gallery format. We are going to do that. First thing is we'll divide the area into 3 columns. Okay, so 3 columns. So that is, we have seen the columns method function, and we divide the area into 3 columns. Okay, that is the first thing. Okay, then we'll take each image. So where do we have all the images? They are in this list. Okay, they are in this list, and these images are part of this image directory. They are part of that image directory. Okay, so see that very carefully. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, so this statement, okay, this statement will actually adjust the number of columns as needed. Adjust the number of columns as needed. So we are creating 3 columns, but it can adjust the columns as needed. So the next thing is, we want to take each image from this list. There are 6 images. We want to take each image from the list. For, okay, so image in image files, we'll take each image from the list. But I want to take image, not only image index number also. In a list, every item has an index number. I told you in the previous class, every item has an index number. So I'm going to use a function called enumerate. Using this function, we will take an item and also its index number. Okay, item also its index number. So we'll take index number as IDX, and image file name as image file. Okay, we are going to take one file after other file using for loop. Okay, then what we are going to do is, we are going to create an image path. So every image is in this directory, and every image file name will get to this, join the directory and file name. So there is a function called in this library OS. The function name is path. Okay, this is path. So what it does is, it will join the paths. Like you can give a directory name and its subdirectory name and its file name. So you can give like that. So we'll take the image directory, okay, and the image file. So image file. So it is going to combine the directory and the file. So after that, and if you remember, in the previous class, we used index, we used with statement. Okay, if you can remember, we used a with statement. I'm going to explain this code in detail, and also I'll give you time for questions. Okay, this is index. If the index is divided by 3, okay, if the index is divided by 3 and the remainder, based on the remainder, I'll explain this also, how it's going to work. Okay, so right, because we have 3 columns. We have 3 columns, and I'm going to explain this in detail, but for that I will take questions. Okay, cycle through the columns. Cycle through the columns. Okay, now after that, okay, we'll take each image. So we'll take each image, which will assign it to a variable here. Each image path. Okay, we'll open each image. We have imported the image function here, image module. Okay, we use it and we open the each image, that module. Okay, right, image dot open. Okay, image dot open. So image path. Okay, we will use lowercase letters for open actually. So image path, we'll open the image path. Okay, and after opening the image path, and we'll display that image using the image function, which we already saw in the previous classes. And every image will get a caption. Okay, how do we take the caption? So what we are going to do is we'll use the image file name as a caption, image file name as a caption, and use each column width, okay, according to the requirement, okay, automatically. Okay, now this is what we do. Okay, and then if there are no images in the directory that we are searching for, then we have to write this statement. Okay. Right, so no images found in the directory. So no images found in the directory. Normally my students will code everything using AI. Okay, so right, so let me go to the folder, file. Okay, it says use call image width. It is not width actually, so it is width. So D missed there. So let's see. Okay, so look at it. This is the image gallery. We have created an image gallery. Now, do you want to know how this image gallery works? This is column 1. This is column 2. This is column 3. There are 3 columns. How many of you want to know this? How this program is created? Okay. How many of you want to know how this program is working? Anybody wants to know it? Okay. Anybody? Or do you understand it clearly without any explanation? So I will align it towards right side and this output on the left side, and I will decrease the size because only then you can see entire thing. So this is the image gallery. So how many of you like it? Okay, how many of you like it? Okay, so of course, probably you may be expecting to be more glorious. We can make it more glorious, more interactive. I'm going to do that in a minute, but I just want to take questions from you. Okay, we'll make it more interactive and very glamorous. Okay, we will make it very glamorous. So, but before that, I want to take questions from you. You guys can turn on your mics. You guys can turn on your cameras. You can speak. That's not a problem. You have all the liberty. You can speak now. Okay, you have all the liberty in the world. All the liberty of the world. Anybody would like to ask any question? Okay, so at least you say, do you understand this? Can we keep the image into specific sizes? Right. So that's a good question. But, the way we handled it is different. Okay, so let me share that. So every image has its own size, right? Every image has its own size. So some images are bigger. If you go to the folder, look at here. So if I open this image, this image is very short. It is 75 percentage display. But if I go to next image, it is only 59% displayed. You can see here in the bottom. The next image is 19%. That means the image that we downloaded, okay, few minutes back, and that image took very, it's a big image, so it took very less space, more space, and it is displayed in less area. So you can see this is 70%. Okay, this is 75%. So this is 16%. Okay, this is the largest image, I think. Okay, this is the largest image. Okay, so this image is largest image. Now, what exactly happened here in the outcome is this. When you look at here, okay, so all the images, they are set to the column width. So there is a column width, automatic column width. All the images are set to the column width. The reason for that is the argument that we have used. Use column width. Every column is given a column width. Now, where do we have this? Every image, you can say image, every image is in a column. there are 3 columns. Every image will go into the respective columns. Okay, but before that, so if I use false, we'll take entire image size. So you can see the moment we set it false, so it is trying to show images, and I have to scroll it. So I have to scroll. The second image is very big on the left side. Some images are big, some images are small. It is haphazard. So in the image gallery, everything will be displayed like a thumbnail. That's the purpose of image gallery. So if you just make it true, use column width. That's it. You have set it right. You have set it right. Okay. Now probably your question may be this: can I define the specific image width and image height? You can do that, but what it does is it will not affect the dimensions of the image. It will only decrease the size of the image as per the column width, but it will not affect the dimensions or the proportionality of the dimensions of the image. That's what it does. So that's one thing you should keep in mind. Okay, is your question answered? Or if it is not answered, would you like to ask further question? Would you like to ask a question further? And next example, I'm going to give a more beautiful example. So I gave a basic example so far. Now we are going to make it little beautiful. So that's the reason I want you to, if you want to turn on your mic, you want to ask, you can also ask. Okay, so look at this code. How much code is this? Okay, these things are very simple. Exclude these things. The code is not even a page. The code is not even a page, and you are able to create an image gallery. So can I create a video gallery like this? Yes, you can create a video gallery. Can I create a another application like this? Yes, you can create another application like this. Okay, right. So what I'll do is I will change this code and we'll create a more beautiful application. Let's do that. Okay, right. So let me make it a more beautiful, and we'll use everything same, but this time we are going to use the sidebar. Okay, with the title, and we are going to have a sort option. Okay, using radio button, you can sort the images from A to Z, Z to A. Okay, and you can select the image. Okay, and you can also explore the image gallery. Shall we do that? So it's going to be a little lengthy program, but you should have little patience because that will really challenge your patience. Okay, so shall we do that? How many of you are ready for it? So let's make it more beautiful image gallery. Okay, right. Let's do that. So I'm going to delete this code because we can write this code n number of times. Now this time I want to use few new tags. So our page is also clean now. There is nothing on the screen. So I am going to write the code. The first thing I'm going to do is I will set the title with a modern style. So not with a old style, but with a modern style. So I'm going to use a function called markdown that we used in the previous class. And using this function, we can use HTML tags. Okay, and I want to use style tag. So the style is going to be this text align. So center. This is the first thing we want to align the text to the center. And color of the font is going to be, I will give a beautiful color. Let's see how this color appears once I display this color. Okay, this is the color. Okay, and then okay, so we are going to make it more beautiful, but for now, so I just want to use semicolon and I want to end it with this. Okay, and active. image gallery, interactive image gallery, and I will end the heading 1. So this is the heading 1 I want to end, and I use an argument called unsafe allow HTML. If you are writing HTML in this library, you have to use this argument. Okay, right. So let's see. This is very, very beautiful, right? So interactive image gallery. So what did that we do? We use HTML. We use text aligned towards center. Color of the text is this. Okay. You want to add some, emoticons. You can also do that. Something like this. If you remember in the previous class, we used 27, 28. Okay. We can use something like this. You can make it more beautiful. So you can beautify this. Right. Let's beautify this. We are writing very less code. And those who already know coding, they understand the beauty of this. We are writing less code. So we are making it very simple. In one line, we are able to use emoticons, Python code, HTML code. All these three things in one line. And also, where are our images? Our images are in the images folder. So I'll specify the directory. So specify the directory containing images. Okay, so the image is the image dir is the variable name, and this refers to the folder images. Okay, right. Now let's get all the images. So how do we get all the images? Just now we did it, but let's do it again. And this time I'll stop it here, and I'll ask you, any doubts you have. So I just want you to, ask the questions. So I'm using a list comprehension technique in Python. Using this, I'm generating a list of, image files, a list of image files from the image directory, folder. But the file should end with these formats: PNG and JPG and JPEG, okay, and GIF. Okay. So this is the list comprehension technique. If somebody wants to know list comprehension technique, they can ask me now. I'll tell you how it works. Anybody wants to know list comprehension technique? Anybody? Anybody wants to know list comprehension technique? You can ask me. I will explain it. Okay. So, yeah, somebody raised their hand. Yes, please elaborate on that. So, right. So I'm going to do that in Python interpreter. So let's do it. See it here. So generally, what we do is we'll create a list like this. A list of items like 18, 35, 44, 16. Okay. Or else you can create a list like 5, 10, 15. Okay. 20, 20, 25. Or you can have a list of items like 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to generate a list of items where you have all 7 multiples up to 140, 7 to 140. How do I do it? So normally we can do it using for loop. For I in range. Okay. If you know this function, that's okay. Starting from 7, you want the values up to 741, and the step value is 7. Okay. And this will generate 7, 14. Okay. Then 21, 28, and all that. So what you do is you put this in a brackets. So this will become a list. You put this inside brackets, and it will become a list. Okay. And I will take different values like 7, 14, 21, 28. So just put I here. So all the I values will become part of this list. List is inside a bracket. Okay, that's what exactly happens. So let's see the outcome. All items are in this. Okay, so this is how you create a list with specific items. Okay, instead of writing for loop and instead of using append, append method on list. Those who already know Python, they know there is an append method. Instead of using append method, you can directly use this list comprehension technique. So you can take this statement, assign it to X, okay, and now you just type X, you will be able to see the list. Okay, right? This is list comprehension. Okay, right. So we'll assign this in the place of, let's say, you want to know all the directories in this folder, all the files in this folder. There is a folder and you want to know all the directories, type os list dir. It will display all the files in this directory. You see, it displays all the files in this directory. So many files are there. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So in this code, we are taking, this image directory, which is where we have all the images. Okay, we are listing all the images, and all the images will become as names in the list. So that's what exactly happens. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear, or you want more elaboration? So more elaboration. Can you explain the part I for I meaning? Okay, I'll do that. But before that, do you know Python? Have you worked with Python before? Or any other language like C or C++, Java? Because I want to give the comparison for you. A little bit. Okay, so you see, let me go to that previous code. Okay, now I'll do this here again for your clarity. For I in range, so I'll take 5. I want to have up to 50, and the step value is 5. So 5 to 50, I want to display. So normally we'll just print it. We'll just print it. Okay, right? But instead of printing this to the screen, okay, so I want those items in a list. So what are these items? These are the values assigned to I, right? Okay, 5 is assigned to I. Then 5 plus 5, 10 is assigned to I. Then 10 plus 5 is assigned to I. Then 15 plus 5 assigned to I, 20. Then 20 plus 5 assigned to I, 25. So that's how, these 5 multiples will go up to 50. So I value will become, different 5 multiples up to 5 to 50. Okay. So now this is what this statement does. So now you take the I and place it in the list along with the for loop. So when you do that, okay, I will become part of the list. Did you get some clarity? Okay, that's good. You have idea in coding. Did you get some clarity? Yes, good. Okay, anybody can ask any question. Okay, don't just keep questions with you. Right. So you are welcome. Okay. So now we assign all the image names to a variable called image files. This is the variable. Okay. All the image names will be assigned to a variable called image files. Now then we'll take, this variable. If this variable has some image files, at least one image file name, then we are going to, display something. So as of now, we didn't put anything on the screen except the title bar. Now we are going to add each thing to the screen. Okay, so let's do it. Each thing to the screen. So what we are going to do is, if any images are there in the images folder, if there are any image names in the image files list, okay, then put a sidebar. So yesterday in the previous class we saw the sidebar. On the sidebar put a title. Title is filter images. Filter images. So right now we have a sidebar with the title filter images. So you want to close the sidebar, close it. You want to expand it, you expand it. Okay, that's number one. So after that, now what I want to do is, I want to display a radio button so that people can sort the images from A to Z and Z to A. So radio button. Okay, so on the sidebar I'll place it. Sidebar radio. Okay, now sort by. So options are, the first option is sort by name. Okay, A to Z in alphabetical order. Okay, again sort by name, Z to A in alphabetical order. Okay, right, in alphabetical order. Right. So let's see. This is the label for the radio buttons. And the first radio button will get this label, second radio button will get this label. Okay, let's see. So you can see this is the label. Sort by is the label for radio button. Okay, and each one will get its own. I will just put colon here because it makes more sense. On the sidebar, you can see A to Z, name, B to Z. So sort the images using the name A to Z or Z to A. So sort them in alphabetical order. So this is very simple, right? That's one thing. Okay, sort options. Okay, right. How many sort options are there? Two. Name A to Z or name Z to A. Okay, there are two sort options. Now what we'll do is, based on the sort options, we have to sort it. Okay, so we have to sort it. So we'll assign this to a variable. The sort thing will assign it to a variable called sort option. So right, sort option, and if sort option equal to this value, so name A to Z, this value, sort option equal to that value. So let me just, if it is equal to that value, okay, then what we'll do is, we'll create a sorted list of these images. These images will sort them using a sorted function. We create a sorted list of those images or image files. Sort them. Okay, sort them and assign it to the same variable, image files. Okay, that is sorting them in alphabetical order. Okay, so right now, if okay, that is one thing. So if sort option equal to Z to A, Z to A. Okay, so what we do is, we are going to use the same image files equal to sorted image files, but reverse argument will set it to true. Reverse true. That's it. So the sorting will be reversed. Okay. Now, right. So let's see. If somebody selects this, the images are sorted in reverse alphabetical order. If they select it, they are sorted it, okay, in a different order. So that's what exactly happens. Okay. Now let's add some interactive features. Let's add some interactive features. That's something we need to do. So add interactive feature. Okay. So interactive feature like let me continue this in the same line. Select an image to view full screen. Select an image to view full screen. So that's what we do. Okay. So first somebody has to select the image. So on the sidebar, we'll give select box. Okay. We'll give select box on the sidebar. So they can select the images from there. Okay. They can select the images from there. Right. So select an image to view. Select an image to view. Okay. By default, none is selected. Okay. So none is selected plus image files. So image files is the thing that we want to see in the select box. None. By default, it is none plus the images, 6 images. Software, vowel. You select the image, that image will appear in a bigger size. That's what exactly happens. Now, also display the images in grid format. Grid format. So let's display the images in grid format. So let's go here. So display images in a grid format. Display images in a grid format. So markdown. So we can use another emoticon here. So explore the gallery. So we are going to explore the gallery. Yeah. So here we are going to add 3 columns. So columns. We are going to divide this into 3 columns. Okay. Now after this, okay. So we will see. I'll just write a comment here for your readability because everything will be shared to you. So adjust the number of columns as needed. Okay, we will adjust the number of columns as needed. Now, after this, we are going to write the for loop. So here in the for loop, just look at it. So the same thing that we wrote earlier. So we'll take the index number of each item and we'll take the each image. Okay, in so the image files list. Image files list. We take each image from the image files list, and also we'll take the file name, image path join. We'll take the file name, image file. Okay, sorry, image directory, which is images, and we'll take image file. Image file. So we'll assign it to a variable called image, or simply we'll assign it to a variable called image path. Image path equal to this. Okay, right. So image path equal to this. Okay, right. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take each image. Okay, we are going to put it in the column. So index, if it is, there are 3 columns, if it is divided by 3. Okay, so then, so what we are going to do is we'll take that image using the image module we have imported. From that module, we'll take open function, image path. So I'm going to explain it to you in detail. Now this, if somebody clicks on the button, so view image file. Okay, so here somebody clicks on the button. So key button IDX, just a minute guys, IDX. So right now we have selected image. I'll explain this in a moment. Selected image equal to image file. Okay, then after that, so we'll come out of this if and image. So whatever we already did earlier. We are setting the caption of the image. That is the name of the image file, and use column one. Okay, of course, this is not a complete program. Now we need to add more to this, but let me take this to an extent. Okay, so right. So look at it. Each image file appears on a button. Okay, each image files appear on a button. Unlike just normal text, you can also see the normal text, but each image file appears on a button. Okay, so and below the button, you also have image name. Okay, we have, you can display images from A to Z. So you can see first annotated image, then cat image, code image, then dog image, owl image, short software image. This is the order. Now let's take Z to A. It changes the order of the images. It changes the order of the images. So first it shows the software, owl, dog. So then code, okay. Then another cat, and then annotated image. So you can sort the images, and also we are going to select this. So you select one thing, it will display only that image. We'll see that. We'll set it in a moment. Okay, then I'll explain the code to you in detail. Okay, so far we have done this. Okay, now let's use the final thing. So what about if they select this image? We select some image. What about that? That is selected. That is the question we have in our mind now. What about they select an image? Okay, so we have already sidebar. There is a select box. Okay, so any image that they select, I'm sorry, any image that they select, okay, should be stored in a variable called selected image. Any name that they select, it should be stored in a variable called selected image. Now here we are going to handle that. So let's handle it. Yeah, here we are going to handle it. So listen to this carefully. Okay, even though it is very simple, but most people will get little confused. The reason is people are new to these kind of ideas. If selected image is, okay, if the selected image and also selected image is not equal to none, if it is not equal to none, okay, then you have to use markdown. So this is the special function you have in Streamlit. Okay, and the markdown, again markdown. This is just like putting some text on the screen. So use the hashtags and use U 2728. So the same stars. This is the selected image. It will display that, and then it will display selected image. Okay. Those who are new to coding, they may have little difficulty, but have little patience. I'll explain everything. If not today, I'll explain everything tomorrow. Okay. If not tomorrow, I'll explain everything day after tomorrow. So don't worry. Then we'll create another variable called selected path, OS path, join image directory. This is the directory, and selected image. Only that image you have to take from the image directory. Okay. Then you have to use image. Open that image. Use the image function. Open that image. Okay, so selected path, add the selected path. Okay, then here, after that, place the image. So use column with equal to true. Okay, and else, so write no images found. So this else should be the last thing. No images found in the directory. So no images found in the directory. So that is the last this thing. It should be found. Okay, right. And finally, we can add the footer to this code. So that is marked down. So look at the footer. I'm going to use paragraph from HTML. Okay, so then text align. Text align is center. Okay, and color gray, and powered by Invictus Engineers. Invictus Engineers. Okay. Unsafe. Allow HTML. So let's see each piece of this, and you can see the image gallery here, and you can sort it from any order. In fact, we can apply different levels of sorting, but now I want to select one image, software JPG. Okay, so you can just see software.jpg, selected image. Okay, so or else you select oval, it will show the oval image. You have image gallery, but you can select the specific image. Okay, you can select the cat image if you're fond of cats. Of course, I'm not fond of cats. In fact, I don't have any much knowledge about this animals. There are people who like animals. Okay, a lot. So do you see this is an interactive image gallery? So now any part that you want to ask, any question that you want to ask, it is up to you. You can ask, but I'll tell you, this is very little code. See how much code did we write? Just we took some time because I was talking and typing at the same time. So it took some time, but I did intentionally write slowly. But you can see we have created a beautiful interactive image gallery. Okay, so you sort the images in ascending order, descending order. You can select the image to display, only that is display from the drop down. Okay, we can add more interactivity to this. Right. Any questions you have, you can ask. You're allowed to ask questions from anywhere from the code. Anybody wants to ask a question? Anybody wants to ask a question? Of course, some people have difficulty, like, this is completely new. You are not able to assimilate totally. But let me tell you, what you will learn in this workshop is only 2% of what you learn in the entire program. We have a very big program. In fact, I want to just give you a taster. See how, as a developer, I use AI. Okay, so let's say I'll just give an AI example. So I'll just switch to my personal repository. Okay, so I'll switch to my personal repository. I want to give a taste of AI. So you can, I'll create an image, a new file. So I'll create a new file. I'll call this as index2.html. Okay, you see here I'm going to write that, simple HTML. That's it. I will use completely AI. Okay, right. Don't you think it's beautiful? We created a HTML file in few seconds. Now, not only this. Okay, so I want to add CSS to this. Okay, file. So add CSS to H1. So it is styled now. Okay, let's see. I will save this. I will show this to you in the browser. Show this to you in the browser. So you can see. Okay. So now I'll take this, paragraph. Okay. So okay, right. Now I'll save it. Now I can refresh it. So I can see second line. But I want to glamorize this. Okay, I want to glamorize this. So I will glamorize this. Okay. So add, interactivity and colors to the p tag. That's it. That's it. I made a small change, and I'm using AI. Okay, I'm using AI. So it adds an interactivity. See, I can keep. It is now green color. It is red color, green color, red color. Okay. So right now, so this is what we did. Okay. So I will just use remove interactivity and make it properly formatted for readability. So properly formatted for the readability. Okay, right. It is properly formatted for readability, so no interactivity. Okay, so so then here add some content in the form of paragraph and highlight few words. Of course, you can modify it as per your requirement. So, see, you can modify this text whenever you want. Okay, so make the selected content glorious. Not saved it. So it looks glorious now. Okay, this is called glorious. So I just took very simple example. The thing is, the idea is very simple. I use advanced AI. So we have our own LLMs. Okay, I we have developed our own LLMs, and we have our own GPT trains. GPTs, so which will enhance the coding to a great extent. Okay, so guys, see you on. Yeah, somebody wants to ask a question. Shruti Uluga, you raise your hand. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, you can ask the questions. or else we'll connect on Monday. On Monday, we are going to see a beautiful application. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. We are going to work on one single application, a beautiful application that will solve most of your web development problems. Okay, so we'll wait for the time. So have a great time ahead. See you on